Kick-ass facts! It is October, so we are going to do a series on haunted places. Pew, 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 pew! This first one, you'll see. The Winchester Mystery House. Sarah Winchester was an American heiress who inherited a lot of money and a 50% holding in the Winchester Repeating Arms Company after the death of her husband, William Wirt Winchester. This made her one of the wealthiest women in the world at the time. In 1886, she traveled from New Haven, Connecticut to San Jose, California to start a new life. She bought a small 8-room farmhouse and started a small renovation project that would take 36 years and $5.5 million, over $200 million in today's dollars, only stopping when she passed away in 1922. The unconfirmed theory is that Mrs. Winchester was haunted by the spirits of those killed by the Winchester rifle. After her husband passed away, a psychic told her to evade the spirits. She would have to move out west, buy a home, and build nonstop. Some say she believed that as soon as construction was complete, she would die, while other stories suggest she built the house like a maze to confuse the ghosts. To avoid them, she allegedly slept in a different bedroom every night and took different paths through her home. By the time she was done, the Winchester mansion was a modern marvel. It was 1922. The house had indoor plumbing, multiple elevators, a hot shower, and central heating. It had over 160 rooms, including 40 bedrooms, 10,000 windows, 47 stairways, 47 fireplaces, 13 bathrooms, 6 kitchens, and 2 basements. 2,000 doors, not all of which could be walked through. One leads to an 8-foot drop to a kitchen sink, another to a 15-foot drop into bushes in the garden below. Staircases lead straight to ceilings. Expensive Tiffany stained glass windows were installed in places where they would get no light, and there are a ton of secret passages. There is a cabinet that, when opened, extends through 30 more rooms of the house. Was it ghosts she was afraid of? She was known to rebuild an abandoned construction if the project did not meet her expectations, which resulted in the maze-like design. In the San Jose News of 1897, it was reported that a 7-story tower was torn down and rebuilt 16 times. As a result of her expansions, there are walled-off exterior windows and doors that were not removed as the house grew. Multiple levels, up to 5, were added to different parts of the home. The design was essentially Victorian with elements of Gothic and Romanesque features. A massive earthquake struck the Bay Area in 1906 and toppled the top 3 stories of the house, damaging the other 4 stories along with it. Some say Sarah saw this as a sign from the spirits that she was too close to completion. She ordered the unfinished front half of the house to be boarded up. It is now open because it's a tourist attraction, and you can still see signs from the earthquake. The house became a tourist attraction 9 months after Sarah's death in 1922. A group of investors purchased the property and then leased the house to Joe and Mamie Brown, who turned it into an attraction. They later purchased the house in 1931, and they added and deleted rooms after the Winchester's death. Mamie Brown became the first tour guide and the one who likely started the rumors about Sarah's concern about it being haunted. Rumors that Sarah built the house in a strange maze-like manner to confuse ghosts and keep spirits from harming her, and that her sanity was questionable, started in the mid-1890s and has grown in scale since her death. The doors and windows that open to nothing, the unusually shallow stairs, the stairs that end in a ceiling, interior windows being barred, and trapdoors in the floor were used to confirm her spirituality and poor state of mind. These house oddities have simple explanations. The barred windows were previously exterior windows that were blocked off as the house additions grew. The doors and windows that opened to nothing were a result of the 1906 earthquake and the severe damage that happened to the house. The small steps were built because of Sarah's declining health and petite stature. She was only 4'10". The trapdoors were built in a greenhouse room where the excess water could run and be piped to an outdoor garden. Past neighbors, friends, and workers for Sarah were distressed when they read about the superstitious claims made about the house and her. They were upset that the Browns were making money off lies. They described Sarah as clear-headed and savvier with finances and business than most men. That's the 1920s. Winchester's companion of many years, Miss Henrietta Severs, states that Sarah had no superstitious beliefs. Her relatives, employees, and gardeners never made claims that she was superstitious, guilt-ridden, or crazed. All of her employees were named as beneficiaries in her will. Sarah's staff, who spent every day with her, stated she had no interest in seances, and there is no record of them being held in the house. Nevertheless, a false urban legend has arisen claiming she had nightly seances in the Blue Room or in a closet by herself from midnight until 2 a.m., talking to ghosts about what construction should be completed the following day. As of September 2022, the house is still owned and operated by the Winchester Mystery House LLC, which is a private company that represents the descendants of the Browns. In the book about Sarah, Captive of the Labyrinth, the author Mary Jo Ignoffo wrote that tour guides are required to follow a script emphasizing fabrications and inaccuracies. According to Ignoffo, one guide said, "I feel so torn I have to tell people untruths. Every time I go to the house and have to talk about kooky things, my heart breaks a little for Sarah. I have to bite my tongue every time I hear a guest say, 'What a nutcase.'"